Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to a new week. Let's see what kind of bullshit we get into this week, huh? Just staged down here outside of Dallas. Just got me a 2-stop drop today, and it is actually places that have loading docks. They look pretty small, but they do have loading docks. The second one I've already been to several times at different companies, so I know where that one's at, but I don't know. I ain't feeling it. Dallas, man. Have you guys seen this new Volvo prototype? Now, I'm not a big fan of Volvo, and I kind of realized that this Mac is basically a Volvo, right? I'm more of a KW Freightliner type guy, but dude, they look kind of cool for one, I think. But they're saying that they get 16 miles a gallon. Could you imagine that? If that's true, there's going to be another surge, because a while back, like, I don't know how long ago it was, 20 years ago or something, Volvo sold a bunch of trucks for a while. All the fleets were buying Volvos and shit. And then they kind of realized that they were a little bit junky, and they started going back to the KWs and the Freightliners. But if you can get 16 miles a gallon, oh boy, they're going to be selling some trucks, man. That on a 3,000 mile week is roughly $1,000 in fuel savings compared to a Freightliner Cascadia. And a Cascadia gets 8 to 8.5 miles a gallon. From what I've seen, I'm only pulling 7 with this bad boy, and that's dependent on what I got in the box and, you know, what kind of terrain I'm on. So, dude, I'll buy one if it was getting 16 miles a gallon. Fuck, I think my pickup only gets like 23 miles a gallon. Yo, we need some IQ testing in CDL school. We need to be testing some fucking IQs before we be giving away some licenses, right? Here we go with another. Check this out. You see all that room down there? You see in front of that old Maverick truck down there, there's 2 spots where you can drop a trailer, and there's a spot over there yonder? Well, no. I think that I will just drop my trailer right here in front of this guy sitting at the dock. That seems like a pretty good idea, don't it? Really? Really? I'm gonna go move it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Sometimes I get tired of arguing with these receivers that anything that's in the trailer goes with your load. It's like me and Sizzle and Trucker were talking the other day, because we talk all the time. If you can't tell, go check out Sizzle and Trucker's video. Is up here on the YouTube. She's got some good stuff on there. But anyway, the example that I used is like Amazon doesn't bring shit to your house and then take it out of the box and then take the box with them. You know what I'm saying? So like the fucking packaging goes with it. And these bastards snuck a couple sheets of plywood. They're still in my trailer. I was like, damn it, I don't like being that guy, you know, that just dumps it off at the back row of the truck stop, because I call the bullshit on all that. But I'm picking up a load of straw, so I don't gotta worry about it. They're not gonna care if it's in there for straw, I don't believe. If anything, they'll probably want to keep it, because that's really, that OSB's not cheap, man. If I collected all that shit, I could build a freaking house. But yeah, we made it here to the Flying J, you know what it makes me think, because I paid for parking last night. I just paid for a spot just now, and I didn't have to, and the reason I did is because TMC was trying to back in to a spot, and it was taking absolutely fucking forever, man. Like, I'm not just being an impatient old bastard. It was taking forever. So I paid for parking last night. Like I said, I didn't necessarily have to today, but let's go ahead and count today too, right? So it's $25 for parking. There's a $3,500 load. You know what I'm saying? It was like $1,000 in fuel. Who gives a fuck about $25? You know what I mean? So piss on those companies that piss and moan about your parking, old parking deal. Well, that's a new record. 15 years I've been out here on the road, right? Started trucking like 24 years ago, and then quit for a while, and then came back. Like 15 years on the road, right? And that's the first time I ever did laundry in a truck stop. I almost did a few months ago. You heard me complaining about it, but I dodged the bullet and I made it back without doing it. But this time I had to do it, and I was laying around dreading it. It really wasn't that bad, man. It wasn't that bad. This place is pretty new. So then I got me some freaking food over here all cooked up. But let me tell you, these Mac engineers or whatever, they ain't too sharp. The microwave up there, right? When you drop it in the microwave hole, there's a lip on the front, like, because it sits down in the, you know, behind it. So you can't open the door on the microwave. You gotta like prop it up. So I'm gonna have to get something to set the microwave on, but I don't know what else you would put in that hole, being there's a TV bracket down there. I'm pretty sure that's for a fucking microwave. We should have probably thought that one through a little bit better, right? But here's the best part. It's got these plugs all over in it. Like one over there for the TV, one up behind the microwave, one down there, and then one over there by the controls for the bunk shit, right? They do no good. I was wondering why they weren't working. So I traced the wires down. They go to the shore power. Alright, truckers, how many times in your career have you ever used shore power? If you don't know what shore power is, there's a plug out here on the side of the truck where you can plug that into a plug, you know, like a house or something, and you'll have power in the truck, you know? Well, who does that? We're always in truck stops or on the road, man. We run off the inverter, dude. So it's not wired into the inverter. So I have a extension cord running off the inverter, which works. But I was just getting there looking at it, and I go, well, why don't I just fucking pull that plug out of there, cut that fucker off, run the wire in, and plug it into the inverter, right? Be the same as plugging it into a house or a power pole, and then all these plugs will work. Man, some people. How do you get a job designing trucks for Volvo and Mack and do all this silliness? So I'm laying up in my bunk last night, right? Dreaming of law lizards and meth horse, you know, and all the fine things in life. And all of a sudden, kabam, right? And I'm like, man, fuck, somebody just hit me. So I get up, starting to get my drawers on, go see what's going on, kabam! Like, what the fuck? Rip the curtains open, start laying on the horn, kabam! Hits me again, like 3 fucking times. I got pretty lucky, really, because it missed the truck, like barely, right? Bent my mud flap bracket out. And just freaking crushed the top of the trailer end up there. But if you look at like how that angle is right there, I actually got pretty lucky because he just like barely went past the fairing and hit the fucking trailer. So the least of the damage. But check this out, I'll tell you the rest here in a second. So I jump out the truck, right, and I unload a clip right into the side of his rig. That's pretty much what the world's coming to nowadays. Like, somebody backs into you and you just fucking shoot them. It's pretty much how people are thinking nowadays. Now I get out of the truck, man, and I walk back there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, how bad's all this, right? He's still sitting out there. And I'm like waving at him like, don't back up anymore, you idiot. Like, what the fuck? And he comes walking back, little Mexican dude, you know, from Mexico. And he's like, everything okay? Everything okay? We're good? Everything okay? No, everything's not okay. You just backed into my truck. Like, how's everything okay? Dumbass. But anyway, so I look at the damage and shit, and he's like, everything okay? Everything's good, right? And I'm like, no, dude, you gotta give me $50. He's like, $50? And I'm like, yeah, I got to replace that fucking mud flap bracket now. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. You call the cops? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna call the cops. Just give me $50. I'll replace the mud flap bracket. I really didn't even notice that trailer was like that. But the trailer will be alright. They can just caulk it. It's kind of beat up anyway. It ain't mine. That's terrible. But anyway, the little fuckhead goes, oh yeah, hold on, let me go into the truck and grab it. I just started to walk over there and grab my phone because I'm gonna like take a picture of his truck. Cause you know, I ain't fucking dumb. And I jump up here, no more, and grab my phone, and fucking away he goes, man. Little bitch ran away. That's the kind of world we live in, dude. You just fucked up, right? You just backed into someone's shit. Be a man about that shit, dude. You know, I can call the cops and go on your fucking record and all that bullshit, and you can have problems with it that way. Or you can just give me $50. I'm not even charging you labor or nothing, you know, that it would cost at a shop to have that changed. I'm just asking for the $50 to replace the bracket, and I'll replace it myself, and you run away like a little cunt. I wish every pickup and delivery was like this, man. That'd be perfect. And never have to park in a truck stop. That'd be cool too. This one here, right off the interstate, in like a small little town, all kinds of room, Only one here. And they started loading me right away. It's peaceful. It's a bit of a struggle after coming out of the big old Cascadia with the huge table and everything in it. And I'm over here in the mat, all cramped up. Ugh, shit. Everything's within reach, you know. I guess I don't have to reach very far. I could sit here and take a piss while I'm eating a sandwich and doing a video and everything all at the same time if I wanted to. But the shelf, man. Oh, man, you hear me bitch about the shelf. All night long, me and that shelf be going at it. That might be coming down. I don't know, man. So I did something that I normally bitch about other drivers doing. I bashed a hole through the side of that cabinet with a screwdriver, and it looks like shit. So I could get my plug to go out the side. Because as I said, Mac don't know how to design shit very well, my friends. But I can fix it later, because if I take my hole saw on my drill and drill it with that, right, and then trim the edges, it'll look like these other holes that are supposed to be in here. These dudes at this place are pretty fucking dumb, man. Let's just say it right out, man. They're pretty dumb. So we got 5 trucks sitting here at the dock, right? And they got 2 guys in there working on the dock. And what these idiots are doing, I just went in there and watched them. So they told me to go back to my truck. Go back to your truck. Well, you don't want me to see the dumbness that you're doing, or what? So this is what they're doing. They got 5 trucks sitting at the dock that pull like 2 skids off of one, then go over and pull a skid off another one, and then go over here to this one and pull 2 skids off. So they're basically unloading 5 trucks at once. Like, instead of just unloading one truck, sending that fucker out, unloading the next truck, sending it out. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? It ain't got nothing to do with the products or anything, because think about it, right? Cause I've been sitting here for a minute, yo. Like a couple hours. I didn't plan on all that shit today. I was kind of wanting to get going back, because I got a little bit of time, I think, today before I head out tomorrow, where I can run back to my storage unit and get some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But check this out, man. There's always weird people wandering around, man. Fucking pajama pants. Dude, really? Fucking pajama pants and sandals, dude, at work? What the fuck? You know, what are those Christmas pajama pants on a grown-ass fucking man, dude? I wouldn't even wear that bullshit in my fucking house. What the fuck? Oh, I forgot to take my orange pill today, huh? So anyway, if you ever follow that Griffin Transportation Acura engine deal with them deleting their trucks, right? I used to work for Griffin right back in the day. It was actually a pretty good company. I liked working there. And it just didn't make very much money when I was working there. And I was a youngster back then. But they also had this Acura engine, you know, like coners and all that crap. And they were deleting the fucking trucks. And I had a couple friends, I guess, because when I was a mechanic, I worked with these guys for a few years, right? That they got wrapped up in the whole deal too, right? So I watched that whole thing. I probably said it in a previous video that my mechanic friends got like a $8,000 fine or something like that, and then probation, and then they lost their mechanic license, and that's going to be an issue because I know they're in their 50s, and like, what else are you going to do? But like I said, I do believe I said it before, but they can go be like fleet mechanics, because you don't have to have a license to do that. You can run under whoever in the shop has a license to be a fleet mechanic, but it won't be as good as what they were doing, right? But check this out with the owners, man. Like, they didn't fuck around. They gave them $1 million fine, but the main thing that I was looking at in there is they gave them fuckers house arrest, dude. They're on house arrest for like 6 months or something. Which I know you can say, well, that's not jail, but I mean, I didn't think you ended up with any sort of like jail or house arrest type penalties for deleting trucks. Pretty crazy, man. Can't be deleting them. But I did see something cool. So that cover right there, it's on that upper bunk. It's kind of dirty, you know, and it's like one of the only things that are cloth in here. The headliner is like some sort of vinyl cloth shit. You can wash that. The seats I'm gonna steam clean, but you know, it's kind of dingy, and then that cloth is the shit that holds the smell, you know. Well, it's pretty cool. That fucker unzips and comes right off there, man. So I unzipped it this morning, took it in here in the laundromat, and washed her up. Looking pretty good now. Smelling Tide fresh in here. Welcome to Alabama. Haven't been down here in a while. kind of peaceful. So, how y'all feel about beating up women? You know what I'm saying? Alright, we know it's wrong, right? See, I've had a few occurrences in my life, and then last night I had one with some of these lady truckers, you know what I'm saying? They come up and get in your face. Last night some bitch was all upset about some shit at a construction zone. Long story short, you know how when you come up to a construction zone and like the right lane's closed or left lane's closed, but it's like miles ahead and you haven't seen the sign that says what lane's closed yet? So how in the fuck do you know what lane to be in unless you got your CB on? And who has their CB on to hear all the bullshit that's on there? I don't need it, so I don't have my CB on. So she started panicking about that, and then we had a little incident on the road. And then she met up with me at the truck stop later on, and the ugly fucking bitch got right up in my face. And I just kind of think, I want to know what you guys think about that. I think you act like a man, and you fucking get up in a man's face with your man trousers and your man stank, you get punched like a fucking man. Because men don't do that shit. They will get in your face, but when a man gets in another man's face, he expects that he might get in a fight. When a woman does it, she expects she's gonna get away with it because you ain't allowed to hit it because she's a damn woman. And this woman, you know, I use the word woman very lightly because she didn't look much like a woman to me, but I don't know. What do you think? Punch him or don't punch him? So these Macs have a little bit of an issue with the sleeper berth windows fucking falling right out, right? It's factory recall. And the deal is that the parts are on back order, right? It's probably true. Because it's hard to get a lot of parts. So they're taped in there, which sucks because I can't use the window. But what really sucks is it looks like hell, right? So I'm doing my best to make it look a little bit better. We'll see what you guys think, right? This is the way that they had it. And you walk around over here yonder. Well, this is the Mac, by the way. The big Mac. You walk around over here yonder on the other side. I did a little bit of work on this one. Looks a lot better, don't it? I mean, it's still freaking taped up because it has to be, or it'll leak or it'll fall out. But it's not nearly as noticeable as the other side. And I just peeled off the duct tape because they just have regular duct tape on there. And sprayed Gooby Gone on there and some Scotch-Brite and scraped off all the sticky icky and taped it up a little bit better. I'm actually thinking about grabbing a torch in here because I'm anal. And yeah, don't be laughing at my hair, man. It's just taking forever to grow back, bro. I ain't shaving that shit off again. But I think if I take like one of those little crack torches, you know, that I used to smoke my crack with, and like lightly heat that tape up, I bet it'll take all the bubbles and shit out of it and make it smooth, right? Because it's supposed to be like 3 months or something before I get those windows. And then my daggone mud flap bracket, man. After the Mexican backed into me, doggone it. But I'm gonna heat that up and bend it back. I seen a Freightliner sitting in the yard that had chrome ones on there. But I don't know if I'm gonna swipe them off there or not. I don't get too fancy. But I went to the Pride Truck Wash over there in Chattanooga, man. Those guys do a great job, man. Like, I gotta get chrome for the wheels and shit. I get that. I may or may not. I don't know. I ain't a huge fan of this truck, so I don't know if I'll go that far. But man, those guys do a really good job. I'm fixing to show you something. If you're one of those people like me that likes your shit all nice and clean, right? Or as clean as you can get it, at least. Like with this truck, we're just gonna get it as good as we can get it. I learned some tricks through all my job hopping and truck switching and all that kinds of stuff, right? So let's say like down here under the bunk, most of y'all probably wouldn't even clean this area anyway, but I'm cleaning it. Let's say like that blower system and shit right there, how it has all the little crevices, or up here all the little crevices, right? Or go over here in your side cabinets, you know, all these little spots like this, how they get dirt. Well, I reckon you could sit there with, you know, glass cleaner or Armor All, whatever your preference is, and like take your finger and then twist it and then sit there, go through every little crack on the whole deal, right? Been there. Sucks. So I learned a little trick, man. Spray that shit down with glass cleaner or Armor All, whatever you're using, right? And then just take your fucking blowgun. Yeah, blow it all right out. It makes kind of a mess. You gotta be like committed to cleaning that day. I wouldn't do it like with your clothes bag right next to it or anything, you know. But if you're getting right in there, like how I soaked that whole side box down, you just soak that whole thing down, blow all that shit out, it blows all the funk over there, wipe it up. It actually works pretty good, man. You're welcome. Well, there. I feel like I'm starting to get almost everything done on this truck, man. It's pretty cool. And guess what? It's still pretty warm down here in the islands, man. It warmed up real quick. It's pretty cold back at the house out here, about 30 degrees up that way. I was out there and just starting to sweat. But you know, apparently there must be some people who like the way these Mack trucks look, because I get a lot of people looking. I don't know, the front end's kind of cool looking, but I don't know about it. I still would like to have me a nice long nose Pete, you know, but it ain't too practical. They don't get that great of fuel mileage. They're a little bit of a bitch to maneuver, like the place I'm delivering tomorrow in New Orleans, down there on the narrow ass streets, and it's like one pallet coming off on the street. Yeah, they don't fit in there so well in places like that, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Huh? So I'm watching this truck. He's about to back right into this other truck, no doubt about it. It ain't like, oh well, because I do hate to like blow my horn or holler at somebody when it just looks like they're close and they ain't even gonna back in, because that pisses me off when people do that to me. They're like, whoa, 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 and then I go and look, I'm like, dude, I got this. There's plenty of room. Because the fact of the matter is, we do back these fuckers in tight places and shit. And why Petro and TA do blindside fucking angle backs, I don't know. That is fucking stupid. Supposedly they're set up to pull in nose first, but whoever does that. So anyway, I'm walking back out, and this dude's about ready to back in this truck. So I see these other two dudes, they're closer. I look at them, I look at him, I look back at them. They're getting their phones out. Are you fucking kidding me? That's what they did. They got their fucking phones out, held their phones up like, ooh, he's about to hit that truck. I'm gonna get this, put it on my YouTube channel. God, what a bunch of fucking assholes, man. So I ran over there. I was like, yo, 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 man. And he wasn't very far away from it. Now I know what some people's take is on that, because there's some real assholes out here, and that's coming from an asshole, so that's pretty bad. Some people would be like, well, he can't fucking back up, he should learn his lesson. Yeah, maybe, but we all had to learn, you know what I'm saying? Help out your brother, help out mankind a little bit. Maybe on that one. Right? But what about the dude he's about to back into? That guy didn't do nothing wrong. Check out that bad boy, huh? 3 axles. That's a truck, so. Then you got my ride, my little Mack. I got the truck looking decent, but you know, she's a little rough. She's a work truck. I just like to keep them the best I can. That was the way I was raised, you know, when we were poor. My grandparents and my mother always told me we're poor, we're not lazy, you know. So we don't have a bunch of junk in the yard and shit. We have things that we need because we can't afford them, because we don't have the money. So we might have shitty clothes or shitty cars. But when you got a shitty car, that doesn't mean you just leave it full of fucking trash and garbage and shit. You still clean it, you know. You still mow your grass, you keep the shit out of the yard. That's the way I was raised. So I try to just keep it the best I can, even though it does have some dings and dents in it. And not really, I don't have any dings and dents in it, but it has some few cosmetic issues and stuff like that with it, which makes it kind of gritty, right? We're out here trucking, me and the old Mack. This fucker does drive very nice though. I know I keep saying that. It does. It's fucking ton of power. They'll spin the tires. It will. I know I probably said it earlier, but I had a Volvo once that would spin the tires. It's the same drivetrain. And the guy who owned the Volvo didn't believe me. This was years back. And I go, you want me to do it? Right here in the parking lot? I was like, I could do donuts with this if I wanted to. And he goes, bullshit. I go, you want me to do it? It's your truck. You know what I mean? So I fucking locked in the differential, and I was like, on the parking lot. He said, whoa, 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 stop, he said. We fucking told me to do it. I told you, fucker, I'll get it. You take off on a corner with this on pavement, and mash her to the wood, and when you're kind of light, and it'll go burp, 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 fucking spin the tires and shit. You ain't doing that shit on these bullshit Freightliner Cascadias, man. They got those fuckers dialed way down. They got nice sleepers in them though, don't they? But they got them dialed way down, man. You got a bunch of cars coming, and you're like, give it some throttle, and then you're like, come on, go, bitch, go. You guys ever been there, huh? Right? And you're like, fuck, it ain't going. Not this. This fucker's gone, dude, and it rides nice and smooth. It does. There's good parts about it. If you took a doggone Kenworth, Peterbilt, Freightliner, and Mack, and Volvo, or whatever, got them all together, skip International. We don't need them in there. They can go make fucking harvesters and shit and stick to that. And take all the good points of all the trucks, man. You can make one badass truck, couldn't you? If you guys haven't noticed this yet, because I'm a little slow, I just noticed it. First of all, Trucker Path, if you click go into your settings or whatever, it'll bring up the fuel prices. Well, I always wonder why Pilot was turning the ones into 1.9s. Well, it seems they're turning the small Pilots into 1.9s, right? And if you look at the name, it says 1.9 Fuel Center. I kind of get their drift. I see what they're doing. I ran into this twice. Once in Ohio. Here sits the Pilot in the Loves, and it was like 460 something a gallon, like 466 a gallon. Right across the street, I went to the 1.9, and I got it for 409 a gallon. Then on the way down here, it was the same thing. I was looking at the fuel prices. It was like 440 a gallon at all the places, and then there was this 1.9 that had it for 388 a gallon. So obviously I filled up there. Now that saved me hundreds just in this run right here. Hundreds just in this run. It is what it is. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching this week. Of course, as always, you know, I'm gonna run in here and grab me some breakfast, and then I'm gonna come on here and fuck around on the computer and upload some videos and shit.
No panic, I'm just born in a dress at night on the